Chai. Business Opportunity Over Chai is a webinar series presented by the management of Franchise India every day at 12 o'clock in the afternoon with an aim to introduce you to a new business opportunity. Today, we have a brand from apparel category called Swtantra. Swtantra, founded in 2019 by Tanuja Sinha Roy, an experienced corporate veteran, along with her son and co-founder, Mr. Aditya Sinha Roy. They have an aim to revive the Indian ethnic wear with a modern twist. Just for example, the brand introduced an innovative, less than a minute sari that simplifies sari draping, gaining popularity among younger generation. Today, I'm joined with Aditya Roy, who's the co-founder of this brand, and I'm also joined with Divya Mehra. She's the key account manager for this brand. But before we start the presentation and talk more about the business opportunity, I would like to inform all the viewers that you also have an opportunity to ask questions related to the brand, related to the business opportunity. I would request you to please keep on posting all your queries into the Q&A box, and we will take all your queries post the brand presentation. Now, I would request Aditya to please take the lead and help us understand your brand journey, and the business opportunity you're offering to the viewers. Over to you, Aditya.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the introduction. Appreciate it. Thanks everyone who's joining. It is my great privilege to present Swatantra as a brand, as a viable franchising opportunity for franchisees people who want to invest, grow, and get into the apparel and ethnic segment in particular. So as the team mentioned, I'm going to go through a presentation. But before I get into the presentation, I'll quickly talk about our brand, how we are unique in the market, what do we do, who we are, what are we offering in particular. And after that, we'll get into the presentation, cover, particular points that, we'd like to highlight or showcase to you as potential franchisees. And then, as the team mentioned, in the end, we can open it up for any questions and, Q&A session for any questions that you might have for us. So I'm going to quickly share my screen. Is the screen visible?
Yeah, it's visible. Any possibility if you can make it to like full screen?
Yes. Quickly do that. So just give me a second, please. Looking okay now?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thanks. So getting started, brand is called Swatantra. Swatantra, as we know, all, it leads for, being independent, being free. As a company, we're about 4.5 years old. We're Delhi based, and we focus on the ethnic categories, particularly for women's. In terms of our differentiator, essentially we do very modern, elegant, bold designs, which are particularly attuned for urban, young adults, women who are, living in urban, large metropolitan cities like Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Bombay, so on and henceforth. And as the team also mentioned, we're very well known also for our ready-to-wear section. We have patented what do you call the 1 minute sari. A lot of brands have tried to do it, but I think we've done it very well, which is why we also have the patent granted with us. In terms of a company, we're fully backward integrated as a company. So right from sourcing all the fabrics, developing colors particularly for us from mills, to designing all the garments. to manufacturing them, garmenting them at our own unit, to actually selling them to our customers. The entire process end to end is managed by our company, which gives us a competitive advantage, both in terms of quickly churning out and having a lean and agile supply chain, as well as bringing out very unique designs in the market. So one thing that is definitely a USP as our at our company is the designs that we're doing. So a lot of ethnic brands, a lot of brands in general, they don't create themselves. They just they would just buy from vendors and then forward them. However, we don't do that. I would say about 80-85% of our designs, or even in in some categories, 95% of our designs are all done by us. So in that sense, we're very unique. As I said, we're all end to end. We're fully backward integrated, and at this juncture, we're a very established brand online. We have a few lakhs of customers that have uh, become customers over the last 4 years with our brand. We're available on most major marketplaces through our app and website. And at this point, we want to really go offline through the franchising route, since there is a lot of pent-up demand that we have seen for our brand. So at least in the major metro cities like Delhi, Bombay, Hyderabad, Chennai, we have got franchise inquiries. We have got a lot of customers who want to visit our stores. And I think that's one of the main reasons why we want to do this, because there is a big need for this in the market, of us opening stores. And we see it will be a viable business opportunity. So it's a privilege for me to present and then go through our story, our brand, what we are offering in particular, where we are selling, and why you should consider us as a viable franchisee opportunity. So going to the next page, I want to talk a little about the need of Swatantra, how we kind of started. So it all started in 2019. As the team mentioned, we're a family-owned business, as are many successful fashion apparel businesses in the country today. The need really is, if you really go into the market, the products that you see, they are excessively embroidered, they are excessively printed. There's too much happening. So for the urban woman who is generally, wears Western wear, so for her to wear ethnic wear, without, too much of embroidery, too much of prints, too much of, bling, it's very tough to find clean, bold, elegant designs. So I think that's something that we bring to the table in a very, very interesting manner. As I again want to mention, most of the designs, or 90 up to 90-95% of our designs in our leading categories are all designed by us. So even if you see the photos of Vidya Balan, Tripti Dimbri, Mantra Bedi down, these are all very modern, bold designs that we've kind of done, and we've seen a lot of traction coming because we are segregating our product in the market and creating something different, creating something of value. And in addition to that, the second big need is, according to the initial surveys that we did, you speak to anyone in your family today, most young women don't know how to wear a sari. So they often would tend to their mothers or their grandmothers in some cases to, wear a sari or wear, an ethnic garment. So with our 1 minute invention, that's something that we've kind of fixed. So within a minute, the sari, any sari on our website, particularly, you can, just order a pre-draped sari, and, you can wear it under a minute. So that saves a lot of hassle. We've also got a lot of international attention because of this. We have exported to 55 plus countries to date, because, women around the world want this solution, but they don't have it. So there's a clear need, which is why, which is how we started in 2000, December 2019, we kind of launched our website. And 2020, as we all know, COVID hit. But, during the year, we kind of kept, I'll talk more about the timelines and what we have done over the years later in the next few slides. But, we persevered, and we got some really great traction for our ready-to-wear categories, for our ethnic categories, for our bold, elegant designs. And then we've kind of kept on to that. As a company, we want to do, we've always wanted to do things in a mindful manner. What that means is we want to build out categories properly. We want to, do the right sort of designs, keeping our customer in mind. And the understanding of our customer has really grown, and we're very clear of who our customer is today, and more on that later. So that's a little bit about how we started, right from 2020, when we just launched as a brand, to now. Now we, as I mentioned, we have up to 3 lakh customers who have bought from us, either from marketplaces or through websites or through offline events. So that's a large number. We're widely considered as one of the top D2C ethnic brands in the market. So even if you go to Nykaa Fashion or Mintra, you will see our sarees in their bestsellers also. So not just through our own channels, but through other marketplaces, other channels also, we've been very well accepted in the market. So going to the next slide, this slide talks a little bit about our journey, how we've progressed as a company over the years, and I'll also give you a little bit background about me and my mother, what is our background and why we make the right team for Swatantra. So as I mentioned, 2019, late 2019 December, we our website went live. January, February, first orders started coming in. I think by March or April, COVID had hit. So, as a new company, it was a challenging time for us. But quickly, we started, we went back online and we got a flurry of orders. So, during COVID, offline activity had gone to zero. And then at that time, Swatantra, as a brand, we made very good use of everybody being online and us becoming an established brand online. So I think COVID uh, initially was a challenge because we were also a new company in 2020, but then it became like a tailwind and became a really big advantage for us as a company. 2021, we started our own factory, and we launched our integrated manufacturing unit in Noida also. So as I mentioned, everything that we design, develop, garment, everything is done in-house. So what that really does is it gives us a lot of flexibility over designs. We can do lot more designs. We can do design development faster. We can we can churn out garments much faster. Quality becomes better. So a lot of brands, as we know, they want to get everything done via job route way, but we've wanting to keep quality and supply chain right, we've invested in our own factory and our own locations. And then by 2022 we opened our new warehouse. A studio also opened, as well as in 2022 we were awarded the top 100 D2C brands in India. In fact, Sunset TV, also on national television, did a 45-minute cover and interview of us as a company. So that was also a big milestone for us. 2023, our new Okla facility opened. 2024, this year also, we have added multiple categories, jewelry, unstitched suits, lehenga, and we've also added many customization services. Again, as I mentioned, this is one of the advantages of us having our own factory, that we've really we can do a lot more customization. We can do a lot more stock changes. A lot more things can be done because of the flexibility of having our own manufacturing facility. At this point, as I said, we've become a very well-known brand online. We have lakhs of followers on social media, across social media, that is. We're very well accepted on marketplaces, well accepted as one of the leading D2C ethnic brands in the market today. Whether it is having tens of thousands of customers in Delhi itself, or Bombay, or Bangalore, or Hyderabad, even Calcutta. The brand has really grown from year one to where we are today. And talking a little bit about us, why we're the right fit and why we're the right people to be doing this enterprise, is primarily also because of the experience that we bring in. So my mother, Tanuja, she's 35 years. She's been a corporate leader. For those of you who have been in the export apparel business, she's a very well known figure in the industry. She also is the president, North India Brands and Sourcing Association of India. And In her past corporate avatar, she managed billions of dollars of sourcing for the companies she worked with. So JC Penney, Sears, Kmart, Dollar General, these are all large US companies that buy billions of dollars of apparel from India. And she used to manage all of the global sourcing, particularly for Southeast Asia, where most of this manufacturing activity happens over the last 30 years, 35 years. So her background is, hardcore garment, hardcore textile. Our entire family has been into garments and textiles, so we understand this business very well and have very good subject matter expertise, right from yarn stage, weaving, to dyeing, printing, finishing, garmenting, designing. So as a company, we have very good hold over the business and the particulars of how a garment should be manufactured and how it should be presented and what finishes go well in the market, and things like that. So after completing a corporate career, 2019, we decided to launch Swatantra, and it has become a big success over the years. I'll talk a little bit more about my numbers, our company's numbers, a little bit later in the, down the slides. But that's my mother, Tanuja's profile. About myself, I'm actually an architect by profession, so I also have a design understanding, and I've also done an executive course from IIM Ahmedabad on corporate strategic alliances, which should bode well while we're doing franchises and rolling out our franchisee expansion plan. In the past, I have started and also scaled up many successful companies ranging in IT services, technology, architectural engineering, construction, as well as retail and investments. So in terms of business, corporate, marketing, those are areas that I'm very good at. So I bring in a lot of the new age understanding, right from understanding of digital marketing, on how a brand should be positioned in the market, as a business person, the finance, how to kind of manage all of those kind of areas. And then in terms of operationally, I think everything in terms of garmenting operations, factory, design development, that's something that Tanuja, my mother, would look at. So as a team, I think, have a good team in place, in the sense that, both, young blood as well as older, wiser blood is there in the company. And we have the right sort of, I bring in the new age technologies, right from, technology, innovation, marketing, finance, and in terms of fabric and customer understanding, that's where I think my mother adds a lot of value. So for moving ahead with the slide, with the presentation rather, in terms of our product categories, getting down a little bit deeper, 75-80% of our sales come through the sari category. I think that's what we are really well known for. So most customers would, can spot our saris from far away because our designs are very unique. Second, yeah. Initially, initially we are still very well known for doing satin sarees. Today, satin sarees are very much in vogue. I think our brand can be particularly credited for bringing that style in. Obviously, we keep innovating and changing fabrics and doing a lot of things, but that's our main category today, along with ready to wear. So all of our sarees can be made into pre-draped sarees. Unstitched suits, blouses, jewelry, accessories, men's category are all other categories that we have been working on. Blouses is a big category. Jewelry, accessories, and men's are comparatively newer categories. As a company, we're also today heavily investing into the suit category. Again, the same problem that we've kind of solved in sarees, is that sarees used to be a lot, lot of printing, a lot of embroidery work used to go in. We've kind of designed our sarees particularly for the urban women who's living in metro cities, and we want to do the same thing for suits. So we've started heavily investing also into that. So as a company, we feel because of our very strong brand language, brand handwriting, we feel a lot of business will also come through the suit category, which is also considerably larger. And we feel we will get the same kind of success and even more, while we are kind of developing that category. That category is already live. But just sharing what we're doing as a company, so that even offline wise, you can kind of keep some of these categories in mind and see what locations or what categories make more sense to you. In terms of our distribution, we are on major four marketplaces. Nykaa Fashion, Myntra are the main marketplaces, followed by Tata Click and Ajio. We also sell through our website, as I mentioned, as well as our app. And these are the main sales channels that we have. Overall, as I mentioned, online, we're definitely in the top few brands who are selling D2C ethnic products and are widely considered to be so. And as I mentioned at this point, given such strong demand online and recurring demand over the last many years, it's we've had a proven track record of sales over the last few years. We feel as soon as we start putting up franchises, there'll be a lot of footfall that just comes because the brand is filling a void. So I think that's a big advantage compared to all other brands in the market today. I think most D2C brands who have had a very strong presence, and whenever they've gone offline and started expanding offline, they've seen considerable success compared to other brands in the market, because there's already demand. Meaning, even if you ask our customer support team, every day we get a lot of emails, a lot of messages on Instagram, social media, emails on store locations, where when can we visit, when can we come to your store and buy products. So I think in that sense of things, there's a lot of pent up demand, which we feel as soon as the franchisee and offline operations begin, the franchisees will definitely be able to take benefit of that. Coming to our traction and our highlights, as I mentioned, we have become a very well known established brand. Today, if you ask most urban women, they would have seen our ads. So we have a very high marketing budget that we spend as a brand, which we've been spending from day one, day zero, as a company. And so even if women, especially women who are 18 to 45, 50 years, have not purchased from us, they've definitely seen our ads. And even if the brand recall might not be there in particular, but as soon as they will see our product, they will kind of know that, okay, this is a brand, this is a product that I've seen and I want to buy also, because this is a product which is very well differentiated in the market and not available in any of the other brands. In terms of the customer base, we have 3 lakh plus customers today. What that really means for franchisees today is that, for example, if I'm launching a store in Delhi or Bombay, Bandra, or Bangalore, wherever, I have so much of data at the company's disposal that I can just send SMSs, WhatsApps, emails to our existing customers, and tempt them to come to the store. So what that really means is, as I again mentioned, due to the customer base that we already have, any franchisee that will come up will see a lot of this benefit that will come, especially in the first few months of opening the store. I talked a little bit about the product line. So we have a very well diversified product line. We've worked very hard to kind of have different categories, so that as a brand, we're able to offer an end-to-end solution for our customer. We have a good team that has been with us from the start. Good thing is our employee attrition is considerably low. So as a result of a lot of employee loyalty towards the company, I think most of our people are very well connected to the us as the promoters, as well as the brand. So that's a big advantage. As a growing brand, we've been able to have at least a 25% customer return rate, which is a high rate. Most of the customers who bought from us once, they continue to buy. In fact, I've met some customers who have an wardrobe full of Swatantra, products. As you know, as a brand, we understand our customer well. So once the right customer sees our products, they continue to buy our products over time. And, as I mentioned, few customers would have, wardrobes full of our products for particular occasions. So that's a big advantage in terms of IP and intellectual property. The biggest IP we have is the grant, the patent the government has given us for the 1 minute sari. Again, as I mentioned, a lot of brands are and are doing it, but the way we do it is very innovative. Again, it's been developed over years, and it's only been possible because of the extensive knowledge we have as a company in fabrics and in technical textiles in particular. Media coverage, we've been covered by many media sources also. Sunset TV, for example, did a nationwide telecast of our brand for 45 minutes. That was, I think, a big event for us. We've also won the D2C 100 award, top 100 D2C brands in the country in 2022. Talking a little bit about our infrastructure, as I mentioned, yeah, we have our own warehouse, we have our own garmenting unit, we have our own design development area. Everything that we do as a company is all done in-house. So that is a big advantage when it comes into, having agile and lean supply chains, as well as being very flexible for our customers, having more designs being churned out on a regular basis from our, facilities. So, you can see some of the photos below. Our warehouse facility has, can accommodate up to 1 lakh units, which is a very large amount for, an ethnic brand, especially in the mid range. That is, we have a studio facility, photo that is, you can see our office photo is there. Sewing lines and our tailors working, you can also have a look at. So again, right, the point to kind of highlight here is, if you as a franchisee take up our franchise, it will be very well supported, because as a company, if everything is in our control, we can also have a lot of flexibility towards brands, towards, sorry, beg your pardon, towards franchisees. So, whether it's changing designs or bringing new designs all the time, we operate in a fast fashion mode almost. So rather than launching every 3 months, we're launching every month. So new designs keep coming in, customers keep, purchasing again. That is why our repeat rates are also higher. So, right, as I mentioned, yeah, right from, doing the dyeing to our particular colors, to garmenting, everything is done in house. Even talking about some of the advantages this has. For example, some of the sari colors that we're doing, or some of the fabrics that we are actually selling via our products, those fabrics you will not even find in the market, even if you go to wholesale markets, because those are particularly dyed for us. So this all of this capability only helps us, kind of makes us more unique in the market. I think as a franchisee, if you were to open our franchisee, customers often would go to 10 or 5 shops before making a purchase decision, again depending upon the customer profile. However, if our products are not available anywhere else, that brings a big advantage, because it can't be compared in terms of prices or quality, because the designs only we have. So such high fashion at the rates that we do it is a very good value proposition for our clients, or for our customers. So doing a high fashion sari, which should sell for, let's say a 7 or 8 thousand rupees or 10,000 rupees, selling it for, let's say, 3,000 or 3,500 or even 2,500, is a great deal. So I think in the Indian market, in the how we have positioned our pricing categories, we're positioned pretty well for us to be able to expand nationwide in major metro cities. Going to the next slide, on the expansion drive and some of the financial details. Uh, yeah. Before I get into that, I just want to go back into the slide, and talk about just the customer profile, so that we understand a little bit more. In terms of customers, as I mentioned, it's mostly urban women in metropolitan cities who are buying our products. So anywhere from 16 years up to 50 years is our target audience. I'm just elaborating on this because it will also make more sense as a franchisee for you to understand what kind of customers we have, so that you can also kind of have some sort of understanding of what kind of location might work for a company like us. So, right from, a school convocation event to, young adults attending their friend's wedding to, all the way up to even wearing our sarees to cocktail events or, wedding occasions. Our customer base, can wear our products throughout throughout a large part of their, buying and purchasing cycle. And in terms of the demographics, we generally are more affluent in terms of our customer base. So, our customer profiles, if I were to just sketch it out for you, are generally working women, and even non-working women, for sure, housewives, and all sorts of demographics and profiles of customers buy from us. But essentially, we've seen, for example, like a customer, ideal customer might be somebody who's, let's say, working at ENY or one of the big four consultancies, or Deloitte, PwC, KPMG, just to kind of explain further, who's working in Gurgaon or Bangalore or Bombay, and if she wants to go for an event to her friend's wedding, or she wants to dress up to a office function, or even wear some of our suits, upcoming suits, or accessories to her workwear, for workwear, she is the ideal customer for us. Or if there is a girl in, let's say, South Delhi or South Bombay, if she wants to dress differently, dressed very bold, elegantly, or even a woman, who's, let's say, a news broadcaster, she wants to wear bold designs. These are the kind of customers that will buy from us. So even though we're mid market, the customers that buy are generally middle class to upper middle class to higher levels of income strata. So that's kind of our demographic and the kind of customer profile for you to understand better. Coming now into again the expansion drive, and going deeper into what the financials of a franchisee will look at. Again, I have Nikita from the franchise team who can help in case you have any questions, but I'll go through the main details for you to understand. So the stores that we want to do are 800 to 1000 square feet, and that's a size that I think that works really well in franchising, and can be accommodated in multiple types of locations, whether it's a high street or whether that's a mall. That being said, the capex required is anywhere in the range of 20 to 25 lakhs, out of which 3 lakhs will be the franchising fee. And for the FOFO model, the investment in stocks will be up to 25 lakhs. Again, depending upon the space, these numbers might vary a little bit. Gross margins will be around 35%, which is a very healthy gross margin for any fashion business. Annual ROI will be 65%, and payback period on capex, your investment, will be around 2 years. Agreement period will be 5 years. And for the FOCO model, which will be franchise owned and company operated, again, store size will be same. Capex will be same, 20 to 25 lakhs. Revenue share will be 20%. ROI will be around 40% on an annual basis. And payback period on Capex will be around 2.5 years. Agreement period will be the same. So again, I think these numbers are very, if I were to just break down the capex a little bit further for you to understand, out of the 20-25 lakhs on 800 square feet, roughly 15 to 17 lakh rupees will be the cost of the fit outs and furniture. 3 lakhs will be franchising fee. After that, there will be some, let's say, about 2 lakhs of marketing cost. And then 1 to 2 lakh rupees will be in other things. For example, signage. It will be in maybe some business licenses will have to be registered. Then some IT equipment for point of sale systems, things like that. So the entire investment will be around 20 to 25 lakh rupees. Again, this is a very viable option. As a as a brand, we've really thought about what will be viable for our franchisees, and we feel these are good numbers through which, again, these are projected numbers, but these are numbers through which we feel over the years franchisees should definitely recover their investment, and then hopefully go into profit based on the projections that we have for the stores and the sales that is projected. Going
I
into.
think I think let's take a small remark from Nikita also, right?
Okay, sure.
Nikita, your remark on this
Uh,
financials.
Sure. Thank you so much for that. And I think, Aditya, you went through the presentation very well and through the financials. So I think to sum up something around the financial bandwidth, as in what we project for these franchise partners. So as Aditya has said, our brand is where we target the urban, semi-urban areas where I think the population of women is where since I think just to give a little brief, what I wanted to uh, tell our partners is that since in India, particularly if you say about the younger generation, so our generation is increasingly drawn towards your ethnic and fusion wear. And I think what the brand has created right now is a very large market for budget friendly fast fashion into ethnic market. And since this market is highly driven through your festivals, your weddings, cultural events, and even the corporate women who currently would want to go into this fusion wear and the ethnic wear, I think it's an year-round market, and there are some seasonal peaks around the same. So what we want to place our brand is into these urban markets. Primarily, we are looking into markets such as Delhi. Even so, why the brand prevails is because it's not a regional brand. It's not that it's based out of Delhi. So the only a Delhi market would understand this brand because it's a D2C brand. It has uh, its roots throughout India. So people, women across India do understand about the brand. So I think it's a brand we can take down to maybe southern parts as well, the western parts as well. But primarily we are focusing Delhi market because we do understand it's a very good market for the brand. And in this market, we would launch our model for a FOCO store because brand feel that we have a deeper knowledge into the market. So we would operate the store ourselves. The franchisee would invest into the store. And as Aditya said, that the capex that you invest would be close to 20 to 25 lakh rupees, which have this further bifurcation in terms of your fixtures, your interiors, the franchise fees, or maybe your the entire set of your signages, everything. So that's a deeper understanding through that. Now, if a partner between Delhi NCR would go for a location, then the revenue share that you would get on the total sales would be 20%. Where ideally, if we'll suggest that rent is something that will be borne by the franchisee partner. Apart from that, all the operational expenses, such as your uh, employee cost, be it your operating expenses, your utilities, marketings, everything will be borne by the brand. And as Aditya, I think, told in the beginning of the call was that brand heavily spends into central marketing, and even they can advise what are the channels they are. I think social media, they are present wherever you would say, and they have a good impact on there. So all these things would be brought in by the brand, where the franchisee, either it could be a property owner, where we see primarily the malls or premium high streets, where we would want to focus our brand for. Outside of Delhi market, which could be your southern market, say Hyderabad, or we have Bangalore, because these are kind of the markets where brand do have a dominance and have a larger set of customers. So there, if we go for a franchise-owned, franchise-operated store, so ideally, 800 to 1,000 square feet is what we do suggest should be an ample store for us. Where should we have a display area as well, a certain, as in what the brand says. The franchise fee that you'll be paying to the brand will be 3 lakh rupees, and the investment that goes into the stock at the store will be 25 lakh rupees in stock at a cost of stock. Now, the brand provides you gross margins of 35% on the stock, which I think falls into a bracket where I think the larger players would go for, and it's a very high level of margin that the brand is providing. And these margins would be provided to the franchisee operated stores. where the stock investment is made by the franchisee. Now here, if you'll see an average ROI, the partner can generate an ROI of close to 60 to 65%. I think post this, I'll also show you a little projection, as in how do we project our sales, what kind of rotations do we expect the business to go for. And ideally, between 2.5 years is what we do advise that the partner would get a payback on initial capex that they invest into the business. The agreement period with the brand ideally would fall for a 5-year agreement period. Now we have both the options for a franchise operated or a company operated store. I think it will depend if you want to go for investment into Delhi NCR or maybe another markets. But primarily I think we would be focusing on our metro and tier 1 cities, which actually produces a larger set of revenue for the business. uh, and also I think to add on to that, since I think there is larger influence of the social media and the social trends, I think that is what had been tapped by the brand in the longer run, and I think that's the forte of that. And even if you see today, there has been a drastic shift of today's customer towards your local brands, and they want to try these because I think the local brands actually produce, since it's an ethnic brand, so I think nobody could understand that better who are the local players into these, and I think that is what align well into this ethnic wear market. Also because they have an extensive uh, e-commerce market, and I think that actually supports, and I support what Aditya has said, because they had been largely drawn toward D2C. They have a larger CRM in place. Even if you would say that we want to launch this brand into Bangalore market, I think there's a huge CRM that we maintain as a database for Bangalore, and I think that will be essentially very good for a partner, because you actually get an initial blow and an initial push on your revenues, because the true customers, or I think the customer base of the brand can easily be shifted toward an offline store, because this is a market where people would want to feel the product, would want to see the product. And because I think it's a very youth driven market, and ideally between, I would suggest personally that between 18 to 35 year of age should be the most I think relatable market. Ideally, our brand does suit to people who maybe till up to 40, 45 as well. But because it's a youth-centric market and it's a very budget-friendly products that we do produce as well, I think the scalability is a very good potential, because the brand has their own plant for manufacturings and everything, and it's very easier for them to continuously update their collections, capitalize on maybe new trends, which becomes for festivals, seasons, and everything. And I think that's a very huge opportunity there. Even if somebody from the partners would want to have a deeper understanding into how do we propose on these revenue structures, I think you are welcome to have this conversation with Franchise India team and the brand. We can give you a fair idea. And even if the financials that you see in front of you, these financials have been drawn on a very conservative approach. We understand that currently the brand is present as D2C, and this is an expansion for offline store. That's why we did not commit too high on the revenues. We had tried to be very conservative on our approach, so that even if the bare minimum revenues you are able to make, this is what becomes your profitability on the brand. But anyone who would want to have the deeper understanding into financials, I think Bharat can connect you to the brand and we can take that discussion forward.
Absolutely correct, right? Thanks so much, Nikita, for making it simplifying the financials. I really appreciate. I mean, Aditya has probably have covered everything, right? All the aspects of the franchising. I mean, the kind of expertise, the experience, the innovation, the support, everything. I mean, this brand is providing to the franchisees. Um, Before we end this session, I would also like to invite Divya in case if you have any question related to this brand, you please ask.
Yeah, hi. Thanks, Bharat.
Should you,
Nikita,
should we,
I'm Aditya.
Bharat, should we first conclude with the presentation and then open
Yeah,
the
yeah, you can do that. Yeah, sure.
just 5 more minutes? Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. Thank you, Nikita. I think I couldn't have said it better. I think very well appreciated all what you said. I think in general, just zooming out and concluding with the next slide now. Even if you look at the photos here, meaning today most Indians are very tired of legacy brands because they're not bringing in innovation. They're not thinking about product. They're just doing it as a distribution business. I won't take names here since we're on a public platform, but most of the ethnic wear brands, if you see any of the legacy brands, they're very dull, they're very opaque, they're not very customer friendly. I think that's something that brands, not only us, but brands like us are changing and challenging in the market. So I feel as soon as as a company, we've obviously grown. As we continue this trajectory, I think we're going to challenge a lot of these legacy players, because intrinsically customers have to be thought about, and their requirements and their designs have to be met. And I think as a company we're doing that. I can say we're doing a fair job at that. So that makes more of a call to franchisee potential franchisees to kind of think about Swatantra as a very solid viable proposition for opening up a offline franchisee. And then just concluding, I think with the last slide, it just talks about comprehensive brand support. I think as a company, we're very we're very thoughtful, and we're a more very conscience driven company. So we want to think of our franchisees as more of franchisee partners and our business partners, rather than just people who we have sold a franchisee to, and and they're having to do everything themselves. Obviously, whatever is our understanding, that will have to be executed accordingly, but we want to build out and be successful for a long term. This is not something that is something that is more temporary, but it's something that we want it to be sustainable. So your success as a franchisee, as a potential franchisee, is very, very important to us, because your store is our store and our store is your store kind of mentality is very present in us. And this slide basically talks about a lot about the support we'll be doing as a brand. I think two main factors that will happen. One, at a central level, we're spending a lot of money on Facebook, Google, YouTube, Instagram. As I said, most urban women would have seen in large metros our ads. So we will continue that branding. Just last week, I think Vidya Balan wore our sari, and we're going to have more and more Bollywood celebrities and Instagram celebrities continue. We have monthly teams, we have monthly cadences on that. And second big thing is design and development. As a franchisee, you will benefit from the extensive design development that we continue doing. So I would say at this point we would be buying from like 15, 20, 25 different places in India, fabrics, mills and weavers. So for us to be able to put together that sourcing mechanism, to be able to put together that processing mechanism, mechanism, that's a lot of investment at our company's part, because even though we're very, very designer friendly, customer friendly, we don't charge that much from our customers. So we want to keep our prices budget friendly, as Nikita rightly mentioned, so that customers continue to count upon us as a brand that they can actually buy at. Even sarees that you're seeing on the screen right now, most designer way labels will charge tens of thousands of rupees for this. However, we will be a fraction of that cost. So we're really bringing that sort of affordability and that sort of design edge also as a brand. So with that, I'd like to, I think, conclude the presentation, and Bharat and Divya, maybe over to you in case there are any questions. More than happy to answer that.
And I think there's one thing I'd like to add on to
Yes, Nikita.
what Aditya said, is that absolutely, since we are into the affordable fast fashion, and that is a category which actually allows the brand to produce in bulk in different SKUs. Because today, if you'll see, as you rightly said, the legacy brands or the brands who had been largely even drawn towards e-commerce on the longer run, since of the price value that they take forward, I think the designs and everything had uh, tried to have become more repetitive in that nature. And I think this the arena that we have found into the brand, I think the brand SKUs, the different categories that we point for, I think you would see n number of designs that women need in an ethnic wear category. And I would like to ask our partners, everyone who please go to the website. The website is swatantra.com. You yourself see the products, understand the products, also see the celebrity tie-ups that the brand had, even by promotions or an organic reach. I think you'll see the brand, you'll see the products, you'll understand what the brand stands for, and then take a right decision to associate with the brand.
Absolutely. Thanks, Nikita.
Right. Thanks so much, Nikita. Okay, so if you have any question, Divya, you may ask.
Yeah, hi Bharat. Yeah, I do have your question on behalf of the Investor Society. So, as we were, I would like to know about more rollout plan. So, could you please help us to know that what will be the rollout plan and about the location? If you have shortlisted any location which is in your mind, and we can work over there, it will be more helpful to know, to look into that through the investor side also.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for that question, Divya. I think in terms of locations, we want to be in ethnic high streets. What that means is we want to be in, markets where, ethnic brands are, where people go for ethnic shopping. Again, in different
Hmm.
cities, it's different locations. For example, in Delhi, you have South Ex, you have Karol Bagh, you even have Lajpat Nagar to a certain extent. So, markets, high streets, or even malls where ethnic shopping is taking place is where we want our brand to be present. Again, 800 to 1,000 square feet is the ideal square footage for our store at this point. And rollout plan, coming to the first part of your question, rollout plan is we want to do up to 10 stores in the next 12 months. And again, large metro cities is where we're preferring to kind of get started with. Delhi is a priority for us as a city. It is also, we get a lot of business from Delhi, but leaving Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore, Hyderabad, these are very large cities for us. Each of these cities, Calcutta, I might be missing out some cities. Each of these cities we have tens of thousands of customers in each of these cities. So we already have a name in these markets. As soon as we kind of roll out, I feel, we'll be able to get some good revenue against that. Yeah.
So my second question is about the agreement, as there's a mention agreement would be for the 5 years, and whereas franchisee fees will be charged for the 3 lakhs plus taxes. So what would be the process of the renewal after 5 years? Suppose any investor want to continue with, further on the 6th year. So do they have to pay the full franchisee fees, or what will be the procedure for that?
Okay. Nikita, do you want to answer that question?
So Divya, that will be on a mutual consent post 5 years.
Okay.
The renewal terms, I think that could be decided between the brand and the
Mhm.
franchise partner once we sign on the contract. Either
Okay.
it's the renewal on terms of franchise fee as a percentage of the initial cost, or we do charge or not. I think that could be on the mutual consent between the two parties.
Okay.
Okay, that's great.
Okay.
Hmm.
I'd like to know, like, what is the price range of your products, like an average price range?
Average price range, again, it depends from category to category. But like, for example, a sari at Swatantra will be, 3,000 rupees will be the sweet spot for a sari. It
Okay.
would start anywhere from, let's say, 2,500 and go all the way up to even like 10,000 also. But most of our saris will be under 5,000. And I'm talking about high design wear, not
Hmm.
simple saris, but like that's the average price range. Online, our average order value is about 4,500 rupees. So about one and a half products per order, roughly. And we feel this number will be much higher in offline because once the product, once people, start, can feel the fabrics immediately and can do all of that, they should be able to buy more products per order, and that order value will certainly go up. Yeah.
Okay. We have a question in the chat box by Damandeep Singh. How do you plan to address aging or slow moving stock?
So good thing is again we're very online centric. So again, basis mutual understanding, we can always replace stock. Again, we have our own factory. We have multiple sales channels online. So if a franchisee is having a hard time moving stock, We can also have offers in the store. We can also, like, for example, tell customers in that area that, if you want this range of product for limited time offer only at this particular store, you can get this discount. Or else, even after such mechanisms like this, if that does not happen, we're more than happy to kind of replace and sell that product through a different sales channel. Again, through our capability and infrastructure, these are some of the advantages we can offer our franchisee partners. Yeah.
All right, hopes that answers your question, Damandeep Singh. So I think that's it for the day. It was really a very good presentation, not only the presentation, but as a brand, the kind of support, the expertise that you are bringing in is really amazing. Uh, Divya, do you have any further question? If not, then we can close this.
Not as of now. There was a major question which I've already asked.
Okay, okay. So I think that's it for the day. I would like to thank all the viewers who joined this webinar. Please understand these webinars are done for you so that you can take an informed decision with the brand, with the best brand opportunity. I would also like to thank Nikita for being available and explaining, adding value to the, understanding the financials. And of course, Adit for being available for this webinar and sharing the business and the brand opportunity. So that's it for the day. Everyone, in case if you would like to get in touch with us, I already have shared the number. That is 9717683838, or you can also get in touch with through our web email ID, that is feedback@franchiseindia.in. So in case if you want to have a discussion on one-on-one basis with the brand, of course, you can get in touch with us. Divya has also shared her number. You can also contact her for any further discussion. So that's it. Thanks so much, Divya, Nikita, and being available for this. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.